So I started my journey listening to Kim every Friday night on TBN with Jordan. She grew up on Kim teachings, Kim music, Kim on Friday night. And a couple years went by, and Jordan's really had her painting talent, her gifting coming out. And I decided that I was going to buy some music, some worship music for her. And Kim had a CD that he had written clear back. You must have been really young, because it was a lullaby. It's called Child in Time. And I thought this was the absolute perfect age-appropriate music, because it was soft, it was piano, and it was worship. And so, during this time, Jordan started painting everything, just exploded with her painting. Some of her best paintings were done at this time. There was the sprouting crown of thorns, some beautiful things of Jesus. Just some of her, I would call them Jordan classics, were done under the Kim Clement music. And I really attribute her growth in that prophetic, and mine, to Kim, the influence he had on our lives through this entire thing. Little did I ever know that we would actually come into a time when we have a relationship with him. He was instrumental in encouraging Jordan to become who she is today. He encouraged her, he spoke into her, he invested in her, he spoke over her in ways that has changed her life today. And in fact, what's just happened recently, we thought we would have a chance to see Kim again. But when Kim wrote Jordan a song, Jordana's song, Jordan started trying to learn music, because part of what Kim had spoken into her was that there was going to be sound coming out of her paintings, and that there was going to be a fusion of sound and image. And so she started playing, and when Kim had the first brain bleed, she still doesn't know how to play. She doesn't read music, but she learned a little bit about the song called Let It Rain, and she played that for him. And one day, about a month after that, Jordan she closed her eyes and decided that she was going to try and compose for Kim in a way that Kim would have done music. And so she said, I don't care how it sounds, I'm going to just play what I feel. And I'm telling you, that moment was the most amazing moment in my life. I watched her play and compose. And she composed a song for Kim we were going to play for him when he got better. You know, the two of them, it was so cute. When she was so little, she would say to him, I want my art to be music for the eyes, just like your music is art for the ears. But I have to say, those seeds were cast, and they're not going to go to waste. And we totally believe that his legacy will continue in the lives of countless people. Nothing that was of great cost goes without some kind of fruit. And so we expect there to be so much fruit and so much blessing to follow.
I remember the first time that I met Kim. It was backstage of some show that he had in Seattle. The first time that I met him, I had no regard for his personal space whatsoever. He was sitting in this big oversized chair. Jane, do you remember this? He was in this big chair, and I come running up, like 6 or 7, and I sit right in his lap about 2 inches from his face and went, hi! He went like this, he went, hello! It was so fun. But I was like right smack in front of him, and I was not shy whatsoever. But for pretty much my whole life, I've had Kim around me in some way, even though I didn't meet him until I crawled in his lap when I was 6. When I was 4, I used to paint to his music. This is one of the paintings I did to his music. It's the sprouting crown of thorns, life coming out of death. It was one of the first times that I remember painting in the Spirit as well. God was all over the room, my little studio painting room. And this is another painting I have here, is the one that I did for Kim. One of them. It's Jesus living in the sound. Also, on my piano, I have this little figurine of a girl releasing a dove. In 2011, Kim brought Mom and I to Israel to release a dove as part of his Israel is Forever 2011 God TV tour. And that's probably what I would consider to be the launching of my ministry. It was on my 12th birthday, which is traditionally a coming of age for girls when they're around 12. And it was really special to me to be able to do that. And I found a note. Kim and I were writing back and forth at the time, like snail mail, and I found a letter. I gave him one of these too, just for fun. And he was writing me back about that, and we were talking about how we wanted to do it again someday. I would have loved to have had that opportunity. Another thing, which reminds me of our writing notes, I broke my arm when I was 9, and Kim found out about it. There was a knock at the door one day, and it looked like a flower shop kind of a person with a big basket covered in blue wrapping paper. I mean, you couldn't see what it was, but it looked like it was going to be like a flower basket of some kind. So we signed for it. There's a card in there from Kim saying, "You're making the enemy really mad." And I open up this big basket, and it's a whole bouquet of cookies on a stick. You know how cake pops are, or like a little ball of cake on a stick? It was a whole bunch of cookies on sticks. It's like this big. It took me like a week, and I only got halfway through the whole thing. It was so fun. Something else. On another occasion when I was sitting in Kim's lap when I was little, he gave this to me. You remember this, Jane, when he gave this to me? It's a scarf. I've taken really good care of it. I kept it in a bag. And I love this. It still smells like his cologne. I don't know what it is, but it smells like whatever his cologne was. Ever since Kim gave me the song, Jordan's song, when he gave that song to me, I knew that I wanted to play piano. And I've been working on a song for him for a long time. It's not done yet, but I'd like to play it tonight. I was hoping to be able to play it for him, but I'd like to play it now. And I'd like to wear this while I play in remembrance of the man who encouraged me in the prophetic. He was really like a spiritual father to me, and I kind of feel orphaned, so to speak. I don't know how to really articulate it, but definitely I'm going to miss him. So the song that I've been writing, I'm going to call it Keys. I'm going to create an entire album of music, a CD, and I'm going to name it Keys, and this is the first one. This really means a lot to me because Kim gave me this at the time when he said I was going to have a fusion of art and sound. That's when he gave this scarf to me. It also means a lot to me that he took such an interest in a little kid. He really changed the course of my life and what I ended up moving towards and what I was doing. And Jane, you know why I'm calling this song Keys. I like to play this for Kim. Please forgive me if I make some mistakes. It's not finished and I'm still learning.
you.